Junior G-Men of the Air demonstrates what a great civilian defense army fully cooperating means to our country in the present emergency. State police and Junior G-Men, aided by a group of wide-awake, energetic young civilians, exposed the treacherous efforts of the Black Dragon Society, a dangerous alien organization working right here in our very midst to pave the way for the conquest of the United States by the armed forces of their own country.
That don't mean he's gonna crash, so quit steaming.
Who's steaming? Who's steaming? I'm just getting myself resigned to his fate. Hey, look!
Boy, that was close. He ain't out of it yet.
That's a nice job. Make a swell hunk of junk.
Or a nice ball of fire if he crashes too hard.
Why'd you put yourself on ice, sourpuss?
He ain't gonna crash.
Oh, that's sabotage, changing his mind on us like that. Maybe it's a woman driver. Look out!
Were you in that brawl?
Oh, me? No. 92, 98, 100. See, honey, just like you tell me. I count to 100 and I feel just like a little dove. Disgusting, ain't it?
Well, maybe someday you'll get to be an example to your roughneck friends.
Sure, the only reason I hang out with them ruffians, I'm teaching them to count. You know something? I want to start a fight. Not even if some guy... I'll murder him! Hey, will your old man be wild?
Hey, what you got there? I don't know. Something one of those gangsters is wearing under his coat lapel. What about their heap? Will it still travel? It's colder than a mackerel.
What are you talking about? It's been that old truck. With a genius like Ace, it'll be ones and twos in no time.
She's a happy bunch of scrappy. Hey, should we call the cops about the truck?
We don't mix.
If you think you're gonna follow the truck with this wreck, you're nuts.
For once, you're right.
The motor's okay. Needs a new fan assembly, a new head, and probably some timing gears.
Yeah, a little salt to put on those birds' tails so they'll wait while you're doing all that.
Well, we just can't sit around and let them get away with the truck, can we?
They got away with more than that, brother. With a bunch of letters from the State Bank around the corner.
Move on. Get away from that car.
What car? You mean it's Corpus Delirious?
You missed the boat this time, copper. Those gangsters got away in my truck.
What's the license of the truck?
PCQ 9069.
No, it wasn't.
You're wrong.
Well, make up your mind.
PCQ 9069, just like I said.
Radio that in. Right. Keep your hands off that car. You might ruin what fingerprints already there.
You ain't gonna find any of those gangsters' fingerprints on that load.
Why not, wise guy?
Because they wore gloves.
How do you know?
I got eyes, haven't I?
And Felix, too. One of the gloves smacked him right in the kisser.
Hey, tell him about that thing.
What thing? What thing?
Oh, he means that lump. That lump. He got hit on the head with a hammer.
Yeah,
Well, if you've got any evidence, you better turn it over.
I ain't got nothing. Not even my truck.
Did you identify any of the men?
No.
Well, then get going and clear out of here, all of you.
Belligerent, huh?
Nah.
How much is this, Mr. Holden?
Well, that'll cost you about $12.
All right, I'll take it.
What do you suppose your old man will say about you losing the truck?
Nothing I haven't heard before.
He'll knock your block off.
How would you like to get your ears pinned back with your teeth?
I'll let him alone.
I still think you should have showed the cops that thing.
I ain't getting mixed up with Dixon Flatfoots. Let them do their job and I'll do mine. Go on, let's go see what Eddie's doing. Hi, Eddie. How's the big invention coming along?
Hello, Ace. Oh, it works great on paper. You can't put a muffler on an airplane motor. It cuts down the power too much.
Eddie says you can. That's good enough for me.
Sure, anything little brother Eddie says is all right with you.
Look, wise guy, wait till it makes about $5 million. Then you'll be talking out of the other side of your mouth.
Yeah, that'll be a shoe of another color.
You mean a horse on the other foot? Come on, let's see it work. It doesn't.
Oh, sure it does. Come on, let's try it. That's what you put it on, huh? Yeah, it's all right.
Boy.
I'd like to have you deliver those things today.
I'll send all this stuff over as soon as the truck gets back.
All right.
See? Yeah, I see.
Shut up. Stick with it, kid. You'll hit it right yet. Come on, fellas, let's go. So long, Eddie.
So long. Take it easy, Eddie.
Okay, hold the truck for us, but don't notify the owner. Yes, we'll be right down. The police found the truck out in the country. There was no trace of the gang.
Looks to me like the same mob that held up the State Bank in Riviera last week.
A carefully planned job by a well-organized gang. Our best lead is that truck. The boy who owns it must have had a good look at the crooks.
What I can't figure out is how they disappeared so completely from where they left the truck. Just like that in the thin air.
Maybe you have something.
What do you mean?
That thin air.
Wishes to come in. Is it safe?
Operation's very successful, Baron.
Good. Good. Very nice. Very nice. We need such funds since our enemies have seen fit to freeze our deposits.
Very true, Excellency. And it was clever of you ordering us to strike at a state bank which finances many of the defense industries.
A double blow at those we mean to conquer. This money will enable us to buy more of those small, easily concealed machine guns which the Americans make so cleverly.
And which they so stupidly sell to anyone that'll pay their price.
It is fortunate for us. We shall be well armed when our forces strike in the Pacific. But enough for the future. I have located the factory where that mysterious pursuit plane is being made in secret.
That is great news, Excellency.
There is to be some sort of air meet at the factory's test field. Under cover of that, it should be easy for you to accomplish our purpose.
How you doing, muzzlers?
Does my schnauzer see me or is the wind blowing from the glue factory? That's no glue. That's a dead fish.
How you both doing? Smells like a certain character who should be nameless. All right, smart guys.
Horseplay, you guys. I got a lot of work to do on this. Scram, will you?
Yeah, come back when we ain't so busy. We'll help you break your leg.
You won't live long enough, not if you try to fly that old crate.
Well, if you just come out the air races, fella, you see what this crate'll do.
I'll be there, just for laughs.
Very funny. Very funny.
Who's got my wrench?
Freezeball has it.
Go on, it's an old wrench I found. Yeah, how would you like to have your ears knocked right into your socks? See that nick on the handle? That's my wrench. Any wrench could have that. Yeah, any wrench couldn't have my initials, but this one is going to have right now a big BL.
Why, you?
Please, no bloodshed.
Billy,
Yes, Dad?
I want you boys to load some stuff on the truck for a customer.
Sure. Say, Dad, Eddie was telling me you're trying to sell a motor out of our plane. You wouldn't do that, would you?
I sure would if I could make a deal for it. We got to eat, haven't we? Flying that old crate and some meat won't buy any groceries.
Yeah, but, Dad, if we win, the prize money will help Eddie out with his invention. Then we'll be rich.
More pipe dreams. Now get busy and load that... Where's the truck?
You mean the truck?
Yeah, the truck.
Sure, the truck. Well, I was just going to tell you that... I was just going to tell you, Dad, I loaned the truck to a friend of mine. Thanks for bringing back the truck like you promised.
Thank you for letting me take it. It sure came in handy.
All right, the truck's back. Let's get busy.
Sure thing, Dad.
Now, wait a minute. I want to talk to you.
Yeah, just a minute. All right, fellas, start loading her up.
It'll be a pleasure.
Go on, beat it. I got some private business to take care of. Beat it! Thanks for backing me up, mister. Where did you find it?
Help me.
Certainly, name it.
You got a good look at the men who held up the state bank and stole your truck, didn't you? Do you think you could identify any of them?
You a cop?
Sort of. I'm with the State Bureau.
Never saw him before, wouldn't know if I saw him again.
And maybe if you looked at some pictures...
Ex-nay. I don't want any part of that stuff.
You know, Ace, when you're helping us, you're helping to protect yourself and other law-abiding citizens.
That's for the cops. I got my own job to do.
Okay, fella.
Thanks for the truck, anyway.
Did you learn anything?
No. Young Holden is allergic to cops.
Then why did you work on him?
No, that wouldn't get us anything.
Then what?
This is a job for our young friend Jerry Markham.
Oh.
I figure that where boys are concerned, another boy can learn more than a grown-up can. That's where you juniors come in.
Well, that's for us, Mr. Ames. We'll give you all the help we can. Isn't Holden that junkyard kid that's trying to reassemble that plane?
Yes, and he's liable to do it. He's a smart kid. Smart enough to get his flying lessons for nothing.
Well, how does he manage that?
Oh, he and his pals do odd jobs at the test field of the factory down there.
Is he going to enter a plane in the junior contest you're in?
Yes, he hopes he is.
Fine. Make that your point of contact. Holden got a good look at those bank robbers, and he can help us a lot, if he will.
Well, we'll get right on it, Mr. Ames.
Good.
does he gotta stay up?
Just a couple of minutes more.
A lot of things can happen in a couple of minutes.
Quiet!
Hello, suckers.
Get away, me ginger bottoming.
While Ace flies through the air, you guys do all the work, huh?
What are you talking about? Gotta complete his time, ain't he, so he can qualify for the Army.
You killed me.
Come to think of it, it's not a bad idea.
Cut it out, will you? Crawl back in the woodwork. We got more important things to think of.
I still say you suckers. What do you get out of it?
When Ace wins the Army, we get good jobs.
Yeah, what kind of job?
The kind we like, working around planes.
I know the ground crew, and the higher he flies, the smaller you guys will look to him.
Look at you, refugee from a sewer. Only one guy could take flying lessons, so we elected Ace. That gives me enough hours to get my license, doesn't it?
Sure does, Mr. Holden. You'll be a qualified pilot as soon as you pass your test.
Then I can enter the meet, huh?
If your plane will pass inspection.
Don't worry, well, it's a beaut.
Come to my office in about an hour for the written test. Your flight test you can take tomorrow after a good night's sleep.
Thanks a lot. Hey, fellas! Hey, fellas, I made it. Nice going, nice going.
All right.
Hiya, Trip. It's your mess, double-face. Clean it up. When do you get your license?
Be a full-fledged pilot tomorrow after my flight test. Next stop, Eagle Squadron.
We still got a lot of work to do on the ship.
Well, let's get to it. We got to get it ready for inspection.
Sure, we got something to work for now.
Suppose Ace don't win the race. You want to get in that mess with double-face?
I was only kidding, fellas.
There's that nosy washout Markham.
Yeah, he bought some stuff here the other day, remember? Said he had a plane in a race, too.
He's spying on us.
Sure, trying to steal some ideas from our plane.
Let's take him.
Come on.
Oh, fellas.
You got any business here?
Oh, nothing special. I was just looking over your plane.
Okay, you've done it. Now beat it.
You're not going to enter this wreck in the meet, are you?
It may not be streamlined, but it's not a wreck.
Well, you won't stand a chance.
Yeah? We know things about that plane.
Hell, well, you'll know more about it after the meet's over.
Why, you? Let me get him a murder room!
Wait a minute. That wouldn't be fair.
Fair, why not?
Because he's entered in the meet, too. We'll take care of him afterwards.
Thanks, Ace.
Don't thank me. I just want to keep you in the race so you can see what our plane looks like from behind.
Boy, it's a lucky thing I'm a gentleman. I would have torn him apart.
Are you kidding?
Ladies and gentlemen, the next and final event will be the speed race of junior air pilots.
Get that spot off of there.
This is going to be the greatest race you've ever seen in your
Yeah,
life,
thanks,
fellas.
bud. Oh, that shoots up.
Oh, Bob, be sure and check that motor cowling, will you?
Okay, Jerry, I'll have everything in tip-top shape for you.
We'll never stand a chance against that.
Hey, you guys want a good man on your ground crew?
Get out of here, ginger. Bad luck.
I'll slug you.
Come on, come on. What are we waiting for? Let's roll her up to the line.
Okay, ground crew, start pushing.
Hit the road.
Okay, Ace.
Come on, push this time, 312.
Attention, please. All pilots report to the Ace Holden is now in the lead.
Something like this would happen.
Young Holden's plane is in flames.
Hey, get down or we'll burn up!
We're a lap ahead. We're gonna stay there. It's off those controls. I've got a race to finish. Oh, bail out. What about you? I told you I've got a race to finish.
I'm not leaving you!
Don't be a dope, bail out!
He's gonna finish!
Yeah, and we can keep his ashes in the trophy cup.
Holden finishes in the lead. Swing your right.
Don't miss The Plunge of Peril, Chapter 2 of Junior G-Men of the Air at this theater next week.
Junior G-Men, state police, and a group of fearless, alert young civilians is daily uncovering the treacherous work of the Black Dragon, an alien society operating within our midst to pave the way for their invading army. The startling disclosures of the diabolical operations and activities of this alien organization prove what a great civilian army can do to upset the enemy's timetable of conquest.
Get over to the factory and obtain that pursuit plane.
Yes, Excellency.
And don't smash up your car as you did at the bank holdup. You can't expect that boy's truck to be so handy.
No, thanks, Lieutenant. Maybe you're right. But I still think that state bank affair is more than an ordinary holdup. Yeah, we'll keep working on it.
What's the matter, Don? Won't Anderson believe that those bank robbers are part of a spy ring?
No.
Well, you might prove it to him if you could make that Ace Holden talk.
Yeah, the boy should be able to identify them. He fought with them when they stole his truck.
I'm going down to the airfield and pick him up.
No. Hold it, Dick. We'll get more out of him if we leave it to Jerry Markham and his Junior G-Men.
Too bad you had to drop out, Jerry. What happened?
Something went wrong with my aileron control.
That puts Ace Holden in the lead.
Yeah, and it looks like he's gonna hold it. He's doing all right with that old crate he built himself.
I knew something like this would happen.
Ace, get down or we'll burn up!
We're a lap ahead. We're gonna stay there. Bail out!
I'm not leaving you!
Don't be a dope, bail out!
What about you?
I've got a race to finish. Go on, bail out, will you? Yeah, and we can keep his ashes in the trophy cup.
He did!
Time to crash.
Did you make it? Are you kidding? Boy, like a flaming eagle.
Come on, let's get him to a doctor.
I ain't hurt, you dope. Where's Bolts?
He dropped near that plane factory. Probably broke his neck.
Come on, let's find him.
Help! Hey, Phyllis! Hey! Get me out of here!
There he is.
Hey! Hey! Help! Help!
Marvelous. The only tree for miles, and he's got to hit it.
Marvelous. Let me down, will you? Oh! Hey, hey, hey! Hey!
Perfect nose dive. All right, fellas, let's get him out.
Is that your Ace? You sure you're not a ghost?
You ain't dead, huh? Well, what do you think?
Boy, you must be made of asbestos.
Well, come on, let's get going.
You gotta have a pass to get in here, buddy.
That's okay. I got it here somewhere.
Baron knew what he was talking about. That plane's a honey.
Get it out of here before somebody sees us.
That was the tough thing about our plane.
Try to kill us. He's one of the mob stole my truck.
No kidding. Boy, I wish I had my hands on that guy for a few minutes. I'd mobilize him. I'd liquidate him. I'd spit right in his eye.
I'll take care of him myself when I got some spare time.
Yeah? How you gonna find him? With bloodhounds?
Hey, there's something happening over at the factory. Let's go see.
Wait a minute. There's something more important happening at the airfield. Matter of a trophy and some prize money I want to collect.
Dang way. Here comes the winner.
Here we go.
Well, here we are, waiting for the trophy. What's the matter? I won the race, didn't I?
You finished first. That doesn't necessarily mean that you won.
What do you mean by that?
Is that your wrench?
Sure, where'd you get it?
See, I told you. I seen him cut the initials in the handle myself.
Suppose you let me handle it.
I'm only telling you so you won't try to pull a fast one on you.
Why, you little...
Wait a minute. What's that wrench got to do with us?
It was found in the cockpit of Jerry's plane. The aileron controls had been tampered with. And it was impossible for the plane to compete.
Oh, so you think Bolts and me did it, is that right?
Well, what else can I think? You deny it?
I wouldn't bother. If you want to believe that Bolts and I did a thing like that just to win a race, go ahead. I'm used to raw deals from guys like you.
Don't we get no prize money, no trophy, and nothing?
Oh, nothing. Not even those good jobs you're all set for.
What goes now?
I'm afraid that under the circumstances, there's nothing I can do but disqualify you.
That's how you feel about it. It's okay with me.
What are you staring at me for?
I'm measuring you up for a rat trap.
Thanks for helping me out about this wrench.
Ah, that's nothing. Guys like us have got to stick together.
Say, how'd you like to become a member of the Junior G-Men?
You mean it?
Why not?
That's for me.
All right, here. Put your name and address on that card.
There you are.
Oh, thanks. I'll get in touch with you.
Okay.
The same print, all right. Who does it belong to?
To a kid that goes by the name of Doubleface. Let's go over at the junkyard. I think Ace Holden will be interested in this. We'll probably find him in that old building. They use it for a clubhouse.
That makes a nice little fight. What's the matter? You scared to travel without a cop these days?
Take it easy, Ace. I just came to tell you the race judges have decided who gets the trophy.
Congratulations.
Don't congratulate me.
What do you want, stool pigeon? Pipe down. I saw Jerry come in here. I want to talk to him about the Junior G-Men.
You're just the guy I wanted to see, Doubleface.
So this is the famous Doubleface.
Uh-huh.
Famous for what? His poisonality?
For having fingerprints that match the ones found on this wrench.
Hey, that's my wrench!
You mean he planted this wrench in the cockpit of Jerry's plane?
It's a frame-up. It's a trap. I tell you, it's a lie.
Fingerprints don't lie, Doubleface.
You remember that card I had you sign, Doubleface? Well, your fingerprints on it match those on the wrench.
Oh, so that's it.
Yeah, but that's no sign that
You're right, it's no sign. It's a science.
Come on, I got a little I've been waiting for this thing. Thanks, copper. I don't know why you've done this, but...
Jerry did all the work. I know you're going to think a lot more of Junior G-men from now on, and I thought you might change your opinion about cops, too. You know, you and I could be a lot of help to each other if you'd stop being so tough. Think it over, Ace, huh?
And don't forget, Ace, the race officials know all about this, and there's a trophy and some prize money waiting for the hottest flyer in the race.
You mean me?
I don't mean anyone else.
So long.
See you later.
You know what, fellas?
What?
I guess there must be something to that scientific detecting of crime business after all.
You're not kidding. That's why wise guys don't get their fingerprints took.
Yeah, I guess I had them coppers marked all wrong, huh? Hey, what are you guys sitting on? Jumping beans?
No, just some unfinished business. Nervous.
Well, what do you say we finish that business right now, huh?
Come on, get him up. Come here. I want you.
I want to show you. I want to show you.
Get on it.
Yeah, for us. You hurt, mister?
Only my dignity.
That heals quick, but how's the plane?
Take a lot of patching up before she flies again.
Take more than patching up before I fly her again. I've been trying to grow wings for 10 weeks, and I know when I've had enough.
Boy, I sure wish he was mine.
You know how to fly?
Mister, you're looking at the man that taught the swallows to fly back to Capistrano.
You're looking at the guy that traded this crate for 2 cents and that old bicycle you have in the truck, and no questions asked.
What did you say?
I said...
Never mind. Here's your 2 cents. 2 cents on a bicycle? Holy cats. Mister, you've got a bicycle.
Son, you've got a plane. Happy landings.
Thanks.
Boy, what a sweetheart. And she's in first-class condition, too.
Yeah, except for a broken landing gear and a busted wing. And we ain't even looked at the motor yet.
Hey, you think that guy's just pulling a gag to get our 2 cents?
He's gone, isn't he?
Hey, you guys, get a load of this.
Let me see.
Plans.
Gee, town gossip. We are wondering what Barry Evans, the well-known young millionaire, will do with his latest toy, an airplane, when he tires of it. Probably toss it aside as casually as he has everything else. Where'd you find this?
In a cockpit here.
Boy, we really got ourselves a plane, huh?
Come on, fellas, let's get it back to the junkyard and patch it up before he changes his mind.
Will you help us?
Okay,
Yeah.
Contact. No dice, huh?
No dice, no nothing.
Don't want to get you down. Pretty guy.
guys are trying to vet him up for an airplane motor.
Yeah, but mine's gonna work.
Sure it will. Just give it time, Eddie.
Hey, Bo, throw me a wrench, will ya?
Oh! What? I can't hear nothing with this motor roaring this way. I'm gonna quit this job. Next week my mother starts getting a run-employment insurance and I'm gonna retire.
Why'd you shut the motor off?
I didn't do nothing. I just put the motor on the exhaust, that's all.
Hey, Eddie! What's the matter? Look, the muffler, it works. But it's on backwards.
On backwards? Hey, that's the only way I will work backwards.
And it's supposed to find that out.
Oh, get it,
Pursuit plane stolen. Body of factory guard found in drainage ditch. No clues as yet to guilty parties in daring daylight raid. That is good, good. But these boys, continue your report, Araka. Who are they?
Beale recognized one of them as the owner of the truck we took for our getaway at the bank.
Oh, and then it is to be assumed that the boy recognized Beale.
Precisely.
It is a dangerous coincidence that he was on the scene of both of our latest operations. The work of the Black Dragon is too important to be upset by a boy.
But how could he harm us?
Well, his information in the hand of the authorities might prevent our efforts to weaken this country's defenses for the day our government strikes.
Shall I get rid of him in the usual manner?
Certainly. Order Monk to assist you. Take the old biplane.
Look at that. The first muffler to ever work in an airplane motor. Fellas, think of what that means. A whole squadron of bombers could fly anywhere without being heard.
They might as well sell them airplane detectors they got now for junk.
But suppose somebody else perfects the same thing at the same time. Then what would happen?
Nah, you gotta have a backward genius like me to put the finishing touches to it. And there's only one of me left in the world.
Hey, Eddie, what are you gonna do with it? Give it to the government.
Are you kidding? Give it to him. You mean for nothing?
Why, certainly. It's our government, isn't it?
Sure. That's right.
Come on.
You're gonna get the muffler or the boy?
Both.
Take that muffler off. You're coming with us, my friend.
You can't do this to me. Let me go, will you? Let me go. Leave me alone. Leave me alone, will you?
The door's locked. Try the other one. You ain't gonna get away with this.
Sure.
What are you doing to me? Where you guys taking me?
Come on, get going.
Here, Monk, give this to the Baron. He'll be very interested in it. So will our Imperial Air Force.
Okay.
You know what to do with the kids?
Yes, I know.
Junior G-Men of the air clouds over our nation has electrified the patriotic spirit of every true American is clearly demonstrated by a group of fearless young Americans who, refusing to let their youth exempt them from active participation, cleverly track down ruthless, unseen enemies operating within our midst. Working shoulder to shoulder with the state police and Junior G-Men, these boys are a mighty proof of the force of united civilian defense.
It's locked from the outside. We gotta get out of here and help Ace. That's right. There's no telling what those monks will do to my brother.
Ain't them guys the same ones that robbed the state bank?
Yeah, now they got Ace. And his muffler. Forget my muffler. Let's find out where they're taking Ace.
Come on. What's the idea of stopping here?
I want to see Monk drop young Ace Holden out of that plane.
Where do you think you're taking me?
Up to about 12,000 feet. Then you're going to try a little cloud walking.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry I cracked the plane up on you right away.
Oh, never mind the right away, but what about yourself? You don't look so good.
Oh, I'm all right. Just want to get home, that's all.
Sure, sure. As soon as we get the track cleared. Hey, give me a hand here.
There we were, me in front, the other guy in back, each with a stick trying to fly the plane. And what do you think the plane's doing?
Oh, boy, what was it doing? Climbing a tree?
3 times we almost hit the train on the way down. Then we landed on the tracks with the train coming at us 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, on the other track. Gee, that was close. Hey, what happened to the other guy?
I don't know. He must have got away, that's sure. When the bunch from the train came and got me, I was so dizzy and mixed up, I didn't say anything about him.
Hey, Ace, do you think that guy would have left you off in a cloud like he said?
Sure, that gang's plenty tough.
Hey, maybe we better report him to the police.
I ain't getting mixed up with no coppers.
What I'm sore about is them getting Eddie's muffler.
Oh, forget it. I can make another one. Yeah, and you was gonna be big-hearted and give it away. Now some thugs will make $1 million out of it. That's what murders me.
Chances are it's still in the plane if it didn't fall out when we were flying upside down.
What kept you from falling out?
Fly paper.
Come on, let's go pick up the wrecked plane.
Hey, maybe there's gonna be some trouble.
What do you mean? It's mine. I earned it the hard way, didn't I? Let's go.
I ain't going. Ah! Wait for me, fellas.
Brought your prisoner with you?
No, Excellency. He was killed in the plane crash.
What caused the plane to crash?
The Holden boy got loose from his bonds somehow and fought me for the controls.
Someone was very careless.
Arak and the others learned something of great value, Excellency. One of the boys has invented a muffler for airplane motors.
There have been many of them, all worthless.
But this one works. Araka saw a demonstration. We got the muffler, too, but lost it from the plane during the fight.
Such an invention is never lost.
I don't understand, Excellency.
It still exists in the mind of the one who created it. Send Araka to me when he returns.
Here's your piece.
Here comes that Markham and that cop, a friend of his.
He's no cop. He works for the state.
He's still a cop and he's gonna ask a lot of questions. I'm ducking in the clubhouse.
What's the idea?
My father finds out I had another wreck, he'll make me stop flying.
Ames wants to talk to you about that plane wreck.
How did he know about it?
You can't land a ship in front of a train and expect to keep out of headlines. What was the trouble, Ace?
All I know is the gang that stole my truck has sought me. They took me out for a sky ride. Look, can't you guys understand? No coppers wanted. This is a private fight.
No, it's bigger than that. We believe this is a very dangerous, subversive organization.
What?
He means they're fifth columnists.
Ah, you're all wet. They're just a bunch of guys looking for some easy dough.
Maybe. I believe they're after bigger game. Our country's defense.
Them guys don't make me laugh. They'd wipe them out in a minute.
Yeah, they expect that, but they're fanatics and don't care. But before that happened, they could cause a lot of damage, a lot of death and destruction.
That's a lot of baloney. They couldn't even get me.
You were just lucky. If you'd realize the danger you're in, you'd help run this gang down.
Ah, no dice. I can take care of myself. This is my fight, and I'll handle it in my own way.
All right, fella.
We have ascertained that the inventor of the muffler is the Holden boy's brother.
Very good. You will bring him to me.
Maybe if we wait until he has made another model of the muffler, we
Why wait? Bring him to me at once. We can make it here for us. And warn Monk that I will not tolerate another blunder, and not to report that an enemy is dead when the newspapers advise me he is still alive. Get me our office in Honolulu.
Hello? Yes, Excellency.
The merchandise you ordered is crated and ready for shipment on the Nippona.
You realize the importance of its arrival here before the 7th of December? Yes. Good. Congratulations, Excellency.
Those guys tell me they're a bunch of fifth columnists. They're just a gang, that's all, and they're after us, but we're gonna beat them to the punch.
Sure, when we get through with them, they won't even know which side to put their socks on.
If we only knew where the hideout is.
Well, we'll find out. We'll trail them. But first, we gotta get Eddie started on another muffler.
What, so that gang can snatch it again?
Quiet. We can get the stuff for it cheap. I can get it wholesale.
Well, start digging, fellas. Let me see. I have
Hey,
some
there's
dough
my
here
dough.
somewhere.
Come on.
Hey, here's 15 cents.
Hey, that was my lunch money.
What do you mean
Hey,
your
you
lunch
won't
money?
eat it.
You
You
gotta
won't
get
stop
it.
Full set for you.
I don't get all steamed up. I want to help you fellas.
Look, just because you're on the level about the race doesn't mean we're buddies. So do me a favor and stay in your own backyard, will you?
Yeah, you may be a junior G-man, but you still smell like a copper stooge to me.
All right, if that's the way you feel about it. But you guys may be glad to have the cops on your side before you're through.
Anytime we need the cops, we will be through, brother.
See a car down there from 2 blocks. Yeah, you can hear when it comes by.
Wait, hold this car.
Oh, but the house is so bigger than problem. You can always hear it muffled like...
Hey, let's go, you...
in their car.
Come on, let's get the truck. We'll never catch him. Come back here with that truck, you crazy loon. Whether we're going in the right direction or not.
Well, we're going in the same direction they went.
I just saw that car ahead. They're putting in that plane. Only one thing we can do. Gotta follow them in our plane.
Be 1,000 miles away before we even got started.
I don't care if they're 2,000. We're going.
You bet we are. I'd know that plane anywhere.
Lock him up and guard him carefully.
Good luck.
They'll need it.
We'll be standing by if you need us.
Okay, fine.
Baron, we've brought a Holden boy here, the inventor.
Excellent. Are you sure you were entirely unobserved?
No, I'm not sure.
Well?
The boy's companions pursued us in a truck. As we were taking off, I think we got close enough to get a good view of the plane.
It seems my staff is losing its skill. Are we to be jeopardized by a handful of boys?
Those are the tricks of fate, Excellency.
Do not blame fate for your stupidity. The plane must be destroyed at once, in the same general location from which it took off.
Yes.
If we do not fumble the plan this time, our enemies will be led to believe the Holden boy was destroyed with it.
It shall be done.
It must be done. At once. We must be prepared to make any sacrifice to keep our great work secret.
I'm with you. We'll sure know that plane when we see it.
When you're over the spot where you're going to drop the plane, set the time bomb exactly as I told you to.
Are you sure it won't go off until after I've bailed out?
You'll have plenty of time if you'll follow my instructions.
At this theater next week.
Realizing the vital importance of air superiority in their contemplated attack on our shores, the Black Dragon Society, a ruthless undercover enemy organization, attempts to contaminate our aerial fuel supply with a powerful new undetectable explosive chemical. A group of alert young civilians working with the Junior G-men and the state police unearth and destroy the fiendish plot, proving the power of our civilian army to crush these would-be destroyers of our national liberty and life.
Bomb has been placed in Monk's plane as you ordered, Baron.
How much time did you give me before it explodes?
Time enough to get back over the field where we picked up Eddie Holden.
Good.
Why do you suppose that gang grabbed Eddie?
To make them tell about his airplane muscle, you dope.
Why don't we tell the cops?
And have Ace jump down our throats? He can handle a gang.
They can never find that plane. Why didn't Ace take us with him in this plane instead of posing that Junior G-man?
Hey, here comes one now, heading this way. That's the plane.
Sure hasn't gone far from where he took off.
Let's force him down.
Pilot's bailing out.
And he's leaving Eddie in there, the rat. He's on fire.
That was a close call for you, Ace.
Forget it.
We'll never get any junk out of that wreck.
We ain't looking for junk, we're looking for Eddie.
What do you think they did with him?
Oh, landed him someplace, probably. But where?
Yeah, where? Like looking for a clam in a bowl of chowder.
That guy who bailed out. I saw him land somewhere over there in the brush.
When I need practice, I'll work on a guy I don't like.
Hey, his gun barrel's plugged with mud and exploded on it.
Don't touch him, leave it there.
You to tell me where my brother Eddie is?
Ah, what are you wasting your time for? Let's work him over.
Wait a minute. You better start talking while you still got a tongue.
I don't scare easy.
You'll scare before I get through with you.
You're just wasting your time, Ace. Let's take him into the police.
You bring the cops into this and you'll never see your brother alive again.
You wish we had taken to the cops after I get through with you, brother. Get going now. for him. I'm not going back until I found out where they've got Eddie.
Sure, you'd have to be a bloodhound to find anybody in this forest.
Bolts is right. We've got that gangster's gun. We can get a line on him from his fingerprints.
Ah, why didn't we make the rat sing when we first had him?
Let's go back to the plane. Maybe we can get another lead.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, I'd like to know where with a busted tail wheel.
I'm talking about what's on it.
That's a peculiar, sticky, brownish clay.
I got eyes, I can see.
Well, that clay didn't come from this field. You can see that too, can't you?
Yeah, I can see that too. So what?
So I analyze it in the laboratory and send a specimen to the Bureau of Agriculture for identification.
All right, genius. There's probably 100 places you can find that clay.
Yes, but if one of those 100 places is in this vicinity, then that's where they got Eddie.
Right.
What are we waiting for?
Come on.
You are a very stubborn young man. Now, for the last time, what is the basic principle of your invention? Is the secret of your airplane muffler more important to you than your life?
Yes. You'll never find out from me how it's made.
Well, your orders have been carried out. The plane is destroyed.
Your hand. Is he injured?
Yes. Before Quito picked me up, I was attacked by the Holden boy and his gang. I fought them off, but...
You fought them off, of course, but who and what is this Holden boy that he's everywhere at all times?
He's just another young American, mister, that can't be scared out by guys like you and your rotten, murdering gang.
Silence! No offense, no offense. The young man is merely carried away by his great love for his brother. You are devoted to this brother, are you not?
What's that got to do with it?
Who could tell? For the moment, I merely express my delight in such brotherly devotion.
If anything happens to Ace...
Take him back to his cell. Now, I want this Ace Holden brought here unharmed. Is that clear?
It is.
I repeat, unharmed. I feel quite confident our young inventor will change his mind when he sees his brother being subjected to our persuasion methods.
The peculiar thing about this compound is that it explodes at intervals. The intervals are anywhere from...
Fellas, here's a job that's really big time. I want to picture the fingerprints on this gun, and they've got to be perfect.
Jerry, you're talking to old man Perfect himself. Hey, this baby looks like it's mixed up with a Panzer division.
Fingerprints, Ace, we're going to work on that tire. Hey, how do you make these bubbles?
That's pretty.
Hey, Bolts, watch it. That's a liquid time bomb.
Are you ready for the experiment?
Quite ready, Baron.
The motor has been running approximately 30 minutes.
The gasoline that operates this motor is mixed with a certain chemical, a product of our laboratory. It is so powerful that even a few drops will affect hundreds of gallons of gasoline.
Moreover, it is impossible to detect without careful analysis.
Thanks to science, we can destroy any airplane motor ever built. Now, this map includes the entire waterfront section of this city. At this point is located one of the largest refineries of airplane gasoline on this coast. These colored lines indicate supply lines from the refinery to government tanks. This circle indicates a valve junction. It can be reached by a manhole near our Taguchi warehouse. Fusoma will meet you at the valve junction and show you how to introduce the chemical into the feed lines. And when our work is done, American planes will fall from the skies, helpless, destroyed.
You want to find your brother, don't you?
Any more questions?
Then why don't you cooperate with us so we can get somewhere?
Because the guys that got away with Eddie said we never see him alive again if we put the coppers on their trail.
Oh, they were just bluffing, trying to scare you out of doing anything.
Well, that's one bluff I ain't calling. I want to find him alive.
Does your father feel the same way you do about police in this case?
My dad doesn't even know he's gone. He thinks he's still at the aircraft factory at Rockford working on his invention.
Then why don't you tell him the truth?
Because he's got too hot a temper and he'll go out looking for those guys with a shotgun and mess everything up.
All the more reason why you should cooperate with us. These are not just ordinary gangsters. This is a dangerous organization. And more than Eddie's life is in danger.
Well, Eddie's life is all I care about right now, and I ain't taking any chances.
You're not as smart as I thought you were. And I'm not asking you anymore. I'm ordering you, all of you, under penalty, to call my office the minute you lay eyes on any one of them again. Do you understand?
Sure.
That's better. Now keep in touch with me, fellas. And good luck. Better check the load. Something fell off.
You. Hey, Stick, them some of the guys that snapped Eddie. Hey, you ain't kidding. Let's trail him.
Ready? Ready. All right, come on there, baby. Give me a lift.
What are they doing?
Don't they want the police to know, I bet you.
I'm taking care of reducing valve. Everything is ready.
What if they got Eddie down there? Could be. You get Ace. I'll stay here and watch.
Hello? Yeah, this is Ace. Okay, you and Grease both stay there. Don't lose them. We're on our way.
Where to?
They spotted some of those gangsters. Come on. What's the matter? What's the matter? Mine? Get away from that wheel.
Ah, when someone tell me some of these things working along. I'll take a 40 winks and I can't sleep. I never get any sleep.
Sure wish you'd hurry up and get here.
Me too. Here they come now.
Where are they?
They all went into a manhole up that alley.
Show me.
Joint P down there. The other guy drove that truck away.
Oh, wait a minute, Ace. I'm going to call Darlene.
We promised in this case is getting bigger all the time.
All right, go ahead.
Hey, give me a screwdriver again.
Yeah. We should have brought gas masks. I can't stand these fumes.
Idiot! Put that match out. You want to blow us up before our work is done?
Let's get down with it. I can't stand these fumes.
All right, open the manhole cover, but keep your eyes open.
Hey, Ace, can you see anything?
A couple of dim lights. Get down there, all right? You guys wait here.
We can't let you get down there alone. Do as I told. I want to go with him. So hold him, kids.
Hey, they got Ace.
to find Mr. Ames. It's a matter of life and death.
I'm doing my best to locate him, Jerry. All right, of course I will.
Dragon Strikes, Chapter 5 of Junior G-Men of the Air at this theater next week.